Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are diving into a fascinating question. Could the Germans have won D-Day? June 6, 1944 marks a pivotal moment in World War II when Allied forces launch a massive invasion on the beaches of the Normandy, France. This operation, known as D-Day, is often seen as a turning point in the war. But what if things had gone differently? Let's explore the strategies, decisions, and circumstances that could have led to a different outcome. Understanding D-Day and its importance. To understand the significance of D-Day, we need to know what it was all about. D-Day was part of Operation Overlord, the Allied plan to liberate Western Europe from Nazi occupation. Over 156,000 troops from the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and other allied nations landed on 5 beaches along a 50-mile stretch of the Normandy coast. Imagine the scale of this operation. Thousands of ships and aircraft were involved, and the success of D-Day was crucial for the Allies to establish a foothold in Europe. If the Germans had managed to repel this invasion, the course of the war could have changed dramatically. Now let's take a look at the German side. By 1944, the Germans had fortified the French coastline with what they call the Atlantic Wall. This included bunkers, minefields, barbed wire, and artillery positions meant to repel an Allied invasion. The Germans had approximately 380,000 troops in France, and many believed that a strong defense could prevent the Allies from successfully landing. One of the key figures in this defense was Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, known for his tactical genius. He believed in a strong defensive strategy and emphasized the need to repel the invasion right at the beaches. However, the Germans faced several challenges that impacted their ability to respond effectively. The element of surprise and intelligence failures. One crucial factor that played to the Allies' advantage was the element of surprise. The Germans were expecting an invasion, but they were unsure of when and where it would happen. Allied deception operations, including Operation Fortitude, misled the Germans into thinking the main invasion would occur at Pas de Calais rather than Normandy. Imagine receiving false report and seeking fake troops and equipment set up to confuse you. This was exactly what happened, and it led to a delayed German response. Many German commanders were caught off guard on the morning of June 6, which allowed the Allies to secure their beachheads. Another factor was the German command structure, which contributed to delays in their response. Adolf Hitler was known for being very involved in military decisions, often to the detriment of his generals. On D-Day, he was sleeping in his headquarters and did not give the order to mobilize reserves until it was too late. General Gerd von Rundstedt, one of the top German commanders in Western Europe, had wanted to counterattack immediately, but he was unable to act without Hitler's orders. This created a crucial window for the Allies to establish their positions on the beaches without significant German resistance. The weather factor. The weather on D-Day was also a critical factor. The initial invasion date was set for June 5, but rough seas and poor visibility forced the Allies to postpone the invasion by one day, on June 6. On June 6, the weather was still challenging, but the conditions were deemed acceptable. If the weather had been worse, it's possible that the Allies would have had to delay again, giving the Germans more time to prepare. Conversely, if the Germans had anticipated the invasion better and prepared accordingly, they might have been able to launch a more effective counteroffensive. Could the Germans have won? Now let's consider the big question. Could the Germans have won D-Day? The answer is complicated. If the Germans had been more agile in their response, had better intelligence, and if their command structure had allowed for a faster decision making, they could have potentially pushed the Allies back. Imagine if Rommel's strategy had been implemented more effectively, and if the reserves had been mobilized sooner. If the Germans had managed to hold the beaches and disrupt the Allied supply lines, the invasion might have faltered. However, even with those adjustments, the overall situation was precarious for Germany. The broader context of the war. It's essential to understand that D-Day was just one part of the larger conflict. Even if the Germans had won the beaches of Normandy, they were already facing significant challenges on multiple fronts. The Soviet Union was pushing from the east and the Allied forces were growing stronger with each passing day. The war was beginning to take its toll on Germany. Resources were stretched thin. Even if they had succeeded in repelling the D-Day invasion, it's unlikely that the ultimate outcome of the war would have changed significantly. Conclusion: the legacy of D-Day. In conclusion, while there were certainly opportunities for the Germans to change the course of D-Day, the combination of strategic missteps, weather conditions, and the broader context of World War II made their victory unlikely. D-Day was a significant turning point that paved the way for the liberation of Western Europe. It serves as a reminder of the complexities of war and the unpredictable nature of history. Thank you for joining us today as we explore this fascinating topic. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. What do you think? Could the Germans have won D-Day or was it a foregone conclusion? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.